One of my most popular videos on this channel and my most popular Gorilla Tag mock was the City mock, and just recently City got a revamp. So you already know I had to come back and make the revamped City out of Lego. Now it does look very similar to my last one, but there are some definite differences that we'll take a look at. First off, this is much larger than my last mock. It's about the same height, but the base plate is a lot bigger. Let's start off by looking at the front of the store. One of the main parts about the entrance to this store is that there is these little indents along the sides, and it's not completely flat. I'm gonna move this monkey out of the way to get a better look. But the main way I achieved this was through a lot of jumpers. I used a jumper down there, and then I put this 2x3 on, and then on top of there's yet another jumper. And then that's where this brick goes, along with another jumper on top of that. And then finally on top of that goes another 2x3 brick. If you guys don't know, I also have a Gorilla Tag YouTube channel. I just started posting again on there, so make sure that you go subscribe to that for some awesome Gorilla Tag content. If you guys would like some video sneak peeks and be able to join Gorilla Tag codes with me for videos, there's a link to my Discord in the description. Also, if you want some cool perks like a special role and chat in the Discord, having your monkey being made a priority, being able to use some awesome emojis in my live chats and comments, you can become a YouTube member down below, starting at just $2.99. Anyways guys, let's get back to the mock. Moving up, you can see the 4 lights. These are built the exact same way as on the old City mock. For the ground, this is kind of like the darker gray and this is lighter gray, and there is like kind of a little step up there, so I made sure to include that. Probably one of the hardest parts of this whole mock is actually getting this half kind of slanted. If you look at it from the top, you can see this is flat, but then this one over here is at an angle, and I achieved that yet again with some jumpers and also a hinge brick. I'm gonna go ahead and move this crate out of the way just for a minute so we can take a look at the sign. So last time I did the entire sign, which was Nice Gorilla Store, but it had a lot more space to fit. This time I did not have as much space to fit the sign, so I just did Gorilla Store instead of Nice Gorilla Store. If I did Nice, it would have hung off like this much more, and it's already kind of hanging off by like a brick. But I think it turned out really nicely. I think you can read it pretty well. Gorilla Store. I made sure to leave a gap in between Gorilla and Store. Ideally, I'd want to do it all in the same shade of pink, but I just don't have that many pink plates. So I just had to do it with all different shades of pink. Down here by the front of the crate, we do have this red rug along with this sign, which is built just using some of these clips here and actually just sits loosely. Here's the actual crate, and you can see we've got a little monkey inside. There's 2 hats. Moving that monkey out of the way, you can see the 2 hats inside are the cowboy hat and the top hat, which in-game are actually in this crate. I also made sure to include the little flap on top in a lighter color. And then there's just another monkey who was jumping up through the window. But that's just attached with these jumpers right here. And speaking of those windows, if we come up a little more, you can see the gap in the windows and where the window's kind of broken. Now, one of these monkeys couldn't actually fit in there, but this is just the size I made it. In game, it wouldn't make sense for your monkey to fit in there. Really, only your head has to fit because of the hitboxes. And then if we come up, I got some of the platforms and the boarded up windows. So these windows are all boarded up with these black, I don't know if it's like wood or metal in game, but I just accomplished that with some snot bricks here on the side and then just some black plates going up. And then I do have the little platforms. So there are 3 platforms along the side here. There's this longer one that stretches across these 2 sections, and then the one that's all the way up top here, and it actually goes around and like connects to the whole other thing that's over here on the other side. And then I just tiled off the top to make it look really nice. Really, the roof would be here. That would completely cover up this, but I just tiled it off. And then we just got the windows here and windows here. That's pretty much all for the front of the store. Let's turn it around and take a look at the interior. So similarly to my last mock, over here we just have the board where it shows you how many shiny rocks you have. Now, one thing that's not the same is if you come over here, they added 2 cosmetics here. One's here and it's the torch. Another one's here and it's the lobster. Now, obviously, this is cut off. It's not the entire interior to the store. If you guys want me to make a large part of the interior to this store, then leave a like down below and I might do it here in the near future. Now we got the wall, and then we got one of these little steps in here. We just got a little monkey here in the pool floaty. But moving him out of the way, you can see we got the mirror. This is a slightly different design to the last mirror. I did make it a little smaller so it would fit in here better. I also changed how this looked. This is just where you can try on the cosmetics, and there's the little torch on the side. And this is just attached with a jumper. And then removing the actual mirror. This is new. This wasn't here the last time I made the city mock, but this is the little station where you can try on the current pack. So it's got like the blue at the top along with the button where you click to try it on. I think it turned out really nicely. And of course this is all attached by jumpers to put it at that little angle. Coming back over here, there's just this support beam here, because if without it, you'll see that the top floor just droops down. So it's really important when you build your mocks to make sure that everything's nice and supported. But we're gonna move up to the second floor, and up here you can see we've got the broken window. We've got another one of these seats, which is the same design as the one down here. The way I actually attach these, because they're bricks laid on their side, is I use one of these headlight bricks that has the gap in the back along with the jumper, and that can just sit on there just like that, and it works perfectly. We got a few of these little cylinders things that are on the second floor of the shop, and over here there's nothing in game. There's not anything over here on this part of the shop, so I just stuck a little monkey. And now for the third floor, there's actually nothing. I decided not to put anything up here just because in game there's not really anything too interesting. But one thing you might notice, the windows look a little weird, and that's because I didn't have enough of these clear pieces available to be able to do all the windows, because this city map has a lot more windows than the last one. So I actually just did a technique where I make it look like I have more pieces being used than I actually do. So if you look here, there's not that many here, there's not that many here. But luckily, since the windows are boarded up in game, I just left the parts that were uncovered. I left those as windows. And then the parts, if you look under here, the parts that aren't covered up are just bricks instead of being windows, so that it makes it look like the whole thing's a window underneath, but really it's not. It's a really good way to save pieces. And this is modular too, so this top section can come off just like that, and then this part can come off as well along with the floor over there. Now this doesn't come off just because of how it's built, but it is really nice to be able to have these two things come off. And then of course, like the mirror and the crate out here can come off, just so it's easier to transport. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, I recommend that you go check out all my other Gorilla Tag mocks. I've made almost every single map in the game, and I've got some more coming up. Comment down below which map I should make next. And I also have a bunch of other videos where I'm making Gorilla Tag cosmetics and stuff. So if you like some of the monkeys and stuff that you see in this video, I have an entire Lego Gorilla Tag playlist. So if you want to check out that playlist and my Gorilla Tag YouTube channel, you can click on one of the links in the end screen now. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching.